Bakeshop ingredients. The world of baking. As we delve into the intricacies of bakeshop ingredients, it becomes clear that the key to crafting a perfect pastry or cake often lies in understanding the roles of these ingredients and how they interact with one another. Starting with flours, did you know there's more than one type commonly used in baking? While you might be familiar with the ubiquitous all-purpose flour, many other varieties exist, each with its own unique qualities and functions. For instance, bread flour, with a higher protein content, is perfect for bread making because it creates a chewier texture. Cake flour, on the other hand, has a lower protein content and is ideal for delicate pastries and cakes. Choosing the right flour is only the first step. How that flour reacts with fats, eggs, fruits, leavening agents, and sweeteners is paramount to achieving the desired end result. Consider the humble egg. The size of the egg you use in your recipe can actually determine the yield. A larger egg introduces more liquid, which can affect the texture and size of the baked good. Speaking of eggs, did you know that egg whites act as a leavening agent? That's right. Egg whites, when whipped, can introduce air into mixtures, helping to make things rise. Sugar is another cornerstone of baking. While it's a sweetener at its core, it plays several roles in baking, from adding moisture to stabilizing structures. If you've ever attempted a buttercream, you'll appreciate the importance of boiling sugar to the exact hard ball stage. Achieving this ensures the sugar forms a hard, compact ball, which in turn results in a perfect buttercream consistency. Now, let's talk fruits. While apples and blueberries might be the first to come to mind when you think of baking, the world of fruits is vast and diverse. Exotic fruits, like passion fruit or lychee, can elevate a simple pastry, turning it into a gourmet delight. They can introduce unique flavors and textures that can make your baked goods stand out. Yet, as critical as these ingredients are, their quality and how they are stored can profoundly affect the outcome. This can't be stressed enough. Purchasing from a reputable supplier ensures that you're getting the best possible ingredients. And once in your possession, proper storage is vital. For example, flours are sensitive to moisture and their surroundings. Keeping them in a cool, dry place extends their shelf life and maintains their quality. With improper storage, flours can absorb odors or become a haven for pests, both of which will negatively affect your baking endeavors. Concentrated milks are another ingredient often used in baking. These are milks where a portion of the water has been removed, resulting in a thicker consistency and intensified flavor. It's worth noting that this process doesn't significantly reduce the fat or sugar content. In closing, always remember that the magic of baking isn't just in following a recipe, but in understanding how each ingredient works and interacts. With knowledge and practice, you can manipulate these interactions to craft baked goods that are nothing short of perfection. Mise en place. In the world of French cuisine, there's a term that holds paramount importance: mise en place. Directly translating to everything in its place, this principle is the bedrock of professional cooking, ensuring efficiency, consistency, and high-quality results. While it might have its roots in traditional culinary practices, its significance is by no means confined to savory dishes. In fact, in the bakeshop, mise en place is even more crucial. Imagine walking into a bakeshop bustling with activity. Aromas of freshly baked bread waft through the air, a tray of golden brown cookies is being pulled out of an oven, and a pastry chef is meticulously crafting a multi-layered cake. Behind all this artistry and precision lies a seemingly simple yet crucial practice: having all equipment and ingredients ready at one's workstation. Before the baking begins, each ingredient is carefully measured and placed within arm's reach, and every piece of equipment is at the ready. This systematic approach not only streamlines the baking process but also eliminates any potential missteps or forgotten ingredients. One reason mise en place holds such weight in the bakeshop is because baking is inherently scientific. While cooking might allow for a dash of this and a pinch of that, baking relies heavily on precise formulas. A tiny alteration or oversight can drastically change the outcome. For example, the correct ratio of flour, sugar, and butter is pivotal to achieving the desired texture and flavor in many baked goods. But it's not just about having the right ingredients, it's about having the exact amount. When you read a baking recipe that calls for a cup of flour, you might be tempted to take your measuring cup, dive it into the flour bag, shake it a bit to level it off, and call it a day. But did you know that depending on how you scooped, your cup could contain anywhere from 3 to 5.5 ounces of flour? Such variations can drastically affect your baked goods. This is why weighing ingredients, rather than relying on volume, is vital in a bakeshop setting. Consider the scenario where you're measuring cornmeal. Using a balance beam scale to weigh out 6 ounces will provide a more accurate measurement than using a dry measuring cup or measuring spoons. Liquid measuring cups, while excellent for liquids, can also introduce errors when used for dry ingredients. As a budding baker, you might find yourself in situations where you need to produce more or fewer baked goods than what a formula, meaning the recipe, provides. This is where the art of converting formulas comes into play. By scaling the formula up or down, you can adjust the quantity. However, it's not always as straightforward as just doubling or having ingredients. Oven times, temperatures, and even pan sizes can affect the outcome. For instance, if you were to scale up a formula and use a larger quantity of batter in the same pan size, or fill an oven to capacity, your baking time might need to increase. On the contrary, using a larger pan than originally called for doesn't necessarily mean an increased cooking time. Recognizing these nuances will ensure that even when you're adapting formulas, your baked goods come out as intended. Mise en place is more than just a practice, it's a philosophy. It's the commitment to precision, the acknowledgement that in the realm of baking, details matter immensely. Whether it's weighing your ingredients, understanding the intricacies of formulas, or adapting to different quantities, mastering the art of mise en place will set you on a path to baking perfection.